2. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Week 12 is on the way. Week 11 in the books. Thanksgiving week on the horizon. Quick recap of Week 11. Yours truly got my last game, the Chiefs, wrong. 9 games correct, 5 games wrong. So that brings my overall record to 83-68. 83-68. Good bounce back though from the week before. 9 correct, 5 wrong. My upset alert of the week was a no-go. I had the Seahawks. I had the Cardinals beating the Texans. They fell short. The Texans beat them. But however, other games that I called were pretty fair and pretty good. Still looking for that perfect score. So we're still tracing it down for you who followed from the beginning. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go to Week 12. No bye weeks. Thanksgiving turkey. You already know three games on Thursday night. Yes, sir. It's time to hit it. Time to get going, guys. We know traditionally Thanksgiving, Lions play, Cowboys play. So Lions are going to start it off hosting the Packers. Packers traditionally always come in, usually their opponent on Thanksgiving. Lions now 8-2, controlling their fate, hosting a division opponent, coming off of a win last week. The Packers are not much of a match here for the pretty good matchup here for the Packers to come in and take advantage of a Lions team that nearly lost to the Bears last week. If they can do the job that the Bears couldn't do, maybe they can get a win here. I think this will be a close game. The Lions will be emotional, blood running high, but the Packers, I think, will be a little bit more calm. Now, Aaron Jones is likely not going to play. He suffered an injury in the last game he played. So I think that they're going to try to establish the run game here. Try to keep the Lions' offense off the field. The longer their defense out there, the more they can get gashed. But I got the Lions coming out on top here, 28-24 to kick off our Thursday slate of games on Thanksgiving. And then Commanders at the Cowboys. You see the big blue. I was almost right last week. I predicted 48-10. They won 33-10. Seems like I always get either the opponent score right or the team that wins right. But this time around, the Commanders coming in with the most passing yards for an offense, but also allowing the most points for a defense and allowing the most passing yards. So this is a huge opportunity for Cowboys to spread it out, spread the ball to Brandon Cooks, to CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, Michael Gallup, Jalen Tolbert. Everyone can get involved in this game. The Commanders have frequently been benching their first-round pick, Emmanuel Forbes, unfortunately for him. And they've been giving up a lot of passing touchdowns. Tommy DeVito and the Giants, Tommy DeVito was sacked 9 times, but yet still passed for 3 passing touchdowns, and they came out with a win last week in Washington. So not coming off of a good game are the Commanders. So I got the Cowboys here reigning supreme at home, taking care of business, 44-23, where I think they'll eclipse the Commanders and get 20 points because of garbage time implications. All right, now on to the 49ers at the Seahawks. The first time they play this season, 49ers are riding pretty high now. Brock Purdy is number 1 in the completion percentage in the NFL. Second to him is Dak Prescott. Seahawks have had pretty good coverage, a pretty good secondary. Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen had an interception last week. Now they are coming off a loss against the Rams, so this is a good chance for the Seahawks to come out and make amends against the division opponent. But on a short week, it's hard to make this turnaround. The Seahawks have committed the fewest turnovers as an offense, the fewest giveaways. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to keep the ball from this 49ers defense that always smells blood in the water. Fred Warner have 3 forced fumbles on the year. So it's interesting to see. Also, Kenneth Walker might not play for the Seahawks. He's been injured and listed day to day. So there's one to look out for there. Maybe Zach Charbonnet has to carry the load this week for the Seahawks. Geno Smith also nursing an injury he had, but he's likely to suit up, according to the Tom Pelissero. So, it's going to be tough for the Seahawks at home. So I got the Niners coming in here, taking care of business. It will be a tight, close game, but I just don't see the Seahawks getting enough pass rush on Brock Purdy. He's got his weapons back. Trent Williams is left tackle, and they're just executing on all cylinders. It's going to be hard for the Seahawks if they need to get some pressure on Purdy if they want to disrupt this offense and make them change their game. So I got the Seahawks here, the Niners over the Seahawks, 27-13. We also have a Friday game this year in the NFL because money endorsement, Amazon Prime, I guess. But anywho, we got the Dolphins at the Jets, and the Jets are actually the bottom teams The Dolphins are leading the league in points scored and in yards gained, and the Jets are bottom two in points scored and bottom two in yards gained. So this is a very tough, unfavorable matchup, division opponents. So obviously the Jets defense are not going to make it easy. I think they'll be able to disrupt the timing of Tua's passing game, maybe get physical at the line of scrimmage with their receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But I don't see him doing enough to keep the Dolphins from their regular weekly dominance and asserting themselves in their division, where it looks like they need to keep up with Buffalo, and Buffalo likewise with the Dolphins. So I got the Dolphins here winning on Friday night or Friday afternoon football over the Jets, 30-17. The Jets are not starting Zach Wilson, but although quarterback change this late in the year, I don't expect them to score more than 17 points. All right, Buccaneers at the Colts. Colts coming off of a bye week, and the Buccaneers lost against the 49ers. Now, Baker Mayfield had a strong showing, had a late touchdown pass to Mike Evans, and they moved the ball fairly well. But without a running game, it's going to be hard to win on the road, especially a Colts defense who just released Shaquille Leonard, their former All-Pro linebacker. So interesting choice there. And the Colts have a great running game. Talking about trying to establish the running game, the Buccaneers are going to have to stop the run here. Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor, because this is most likely what the Colts need to do to put Gardner Minshew in a good position, and with that vaunted secondary. But I got the Buccaneers here looking at themselves and trying to make a push for the NFC South division crown, because there's no clear favorite in that division. So I think I got them picking up a win on the road here in Indianapolis. Most teams coming off a bye and hosting a home game probably shouldn't lose the game, but this will be like a weird game. So I'm going to call the Buccaneers here. Maybe it'll be a late it's going to be a close late game drama in this game, I feel. But I got the Buccaneers winning 27-22. Patriots at the Giants. Patriots coming off of a bye. Reportedly gonna not play Mac Jones, so they'll play Bailey Zappi. And this Giants team coming off of a win. Obviously, they surrendered 9 sacks, as I mentioned. But this New England pass rush has not been as dominant or as good after Matt Judon suffered his injury and Christian Gonzalez in the back end. So and they've not been very consistent, very good. They have good. They play well on third down, but honestly, this is going to be a game where I think the Giants can continue put up some good positive notes here, because they've been a laughingstock for the first 10 weeks of the season. Maybe here they undo that to themselves and maybe put that on the Patriots. They're at home, so maybe it's a good chance for them to scheme up some better protection for Tommy DeVito, who didn't look bad in his win against the Commanders. And he'll have a chance here to do it against a better defense than what he did. So I'm gonna pick the Giants here over the Patriots, 20-16. Two bad teams, can go either way. All right, Steelers at the Bengals. Unfortunate for the Bengals, they've lost Joe Burrow for the year. The Steelers just fired Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator. Seems like Jalen Warren is the fan favorite in Pittsburgh to be the lead role. Only 9 carries last week. He had over 125 rushing yards. Najee Harris had 12 carries and had under 40 yards. So maybe this is the game where they say, Jalen Warren, you're the man, because it's been very rough for Kenny Pickett as well. He might, there's some questions about his position in future. But this game here, the Bengals shouldn't be much of a threat unless Joe Mixon can get into the end zone. I don't even see them scoring a touchdown. T. Higgins still inconsistent. Jamar Chase going to be hard to play without his quarterback. So I got the Steelers winning on the road here, 13-9 in a typical AFC North division matchup type of game flow here. All right, I got the Panthers at the Titans. Panthers at the Titans. These two defenses have committed the fewest takeaways all year. These are the bottom 2 defenses. Carolina Panthers, who have some decent players, and the Tennessee Titans, who had a defensive tackle have a touchdown last week. Both these teams are struggling. I see the Panthers. Obviously, they had a rough outing against the Cowboys pass rush, and this Titans pass rush has been not existent before, but here's a chance for them to come out and wreak havoc. I think it'll help them. And I think Will Levis here needs to let him rip the ball out a little bit. Unless they're going to try to run the ball with Derrick Henry. If that doesn't get going, then he's going to have to air it out. And this game should be favorable for the Titans, more veterans, and maybe probably a better play caller and Mike Vrabel. Not saying much against the Panthers, but I got this still being close. So I got the Titans here at home over the Panthers, 21-20, and maybe where all the points get scored in the second half. But don't expect a lot of good football play. All right, Jaguars at the Texans. Big AFC South matchup here. Both these teams are looking to winner of this game, I would say, takes lead of the AFC South. And C.J. Stroud, rookie phenom, along with Tank Dell, his running buddy, receiver, putting up numbers. And the Jaguars defense are leading the league in takeaways. They're number one with 24 takeaways. And C.J. Stroud just threw his career high in interceptions in the game last week. So maybe the Jaguars are looking a little extra at the film from the week before here. The Texans are at home, so I'm giving them the slight edge, although these teams have to play each other again before the year ends. So this will be the winner of the AFC South may very well be the winner of this game. So it's going to be fun to see. D'Amico Ryan's doing fantastic things. But don't forget Dougie P. He got a Super Bowl under his ring, and he has a very talented cast around him. As I expect them to come out and run the ball. Both these teams are going to try to run the ball against each other. Controlling the line of scrimmage is the key to this game. So but I'm gonna take the home team here, 37-31 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, Saints at the Falcons. Both these teams, the only matchup this whole week that has two teams that are both coming out of bye weeks, both in the same division. And just like the last game, the winner of this game will seize control first place of the NFC South. And out of these two teams, the Falcons have some injuries at quarterback. I think Desmond Ridder is going to have to start. Taylor Heineke was listed as a questionable. And for the Saints, Derek Carr is also listed as a questionable, which their backup would be Jameis Winston. And this Falcons secondary has much improved over the last 2 years with Jesse Bates, A.J. Terrell, and they're actually pretty aggressive. Jesse Bates has 3 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles on the year. So this could be an opportunity for them. Obviously, the Saints have not tried. Maybe they're trying to get Alvin Kamara going. But this front seven of the Falcons, as mentioned, and this whole defense as a whole is a lot better. So I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt to the home team here. Haven't seen much from either team to make me confident in the pick, but I think the Falcons at home here might reign supreme. Just as long as they commit fewer mistakes than the opponent, because the division game, there's going to be some tempers flaring, a lot like most of these other division games. I didn't even talk about this, but penalties will be a huge factor. The teams that can keep their head on straight, cool and calm, will be the ones that put themselves in a better chance to win late in the game, because these stupid unforced errors and penalties, they don't help you out in the long run, and especially in games like this. So I got the Falcons winning here over the New Orleans Saints, 23-18. All right, Rams at the Cardinals, another division matchup. Rams, Puka Nacua listed with a shoulder injury, is day-to-day. Potentially going to suit out, but not at 100%. Cooper Kupp also questionable. Matt Stafford is playing. Had them beating the Seahawks last week. I was right. They won by 1 point. I predicted 6. But in this matchup here, Cardinals again at home. Give them more credit than what they have. They have been competitive, and they're actually top 10 in running a running game, offensive running game. So I think they're going to try to run the ball on the Rams here. Rams are also in the top 15 of running the ball. So we're going to see how this matchup fares. But I think Kyler Murray at home wants to make sure that his team gets enough wins to where they get a decent enough draft pick. Maybe he can get Marvin Harrison Jr. in the upcoming draft. But he's definitely going to utilize some of his weapons. Trey McBride and Rondale Moore might get some more targets. Had his first receiving touchdown last week with a 48-yarder, which he already had a long rushing touchdown earlier in the year against the Cowboys. So dynamic playmaker that might need to get some more touches. But I got the Cardinals here winning at home over the Rams, 23-14. And another division game where I think the team that commits the fewest penalties and doesn't engage in the personal fouls, if there are any, will be the team that sets himself up at the end. Browns at Broncos. Cleveland Browns, AFC North is playing the AFC West this year. The Broncos at home against the Browns D team that has the lowest completion percentage for a quarterback. Obviously now Deshaun Watson's on IR. They have their backup, and he finished the game last week and they won, but he had the worst QBR in the whole NFL and got the win. I don't think that's the case against the veteran and Russell Wilson. And Broncos defense, which they are giving up, I think they're giving up a bottom 5 defense and giving up the most points. But however, they've been scoring a lot of points now. Cortland Sutton, 8 receiving touchdowns on the season, and most of them are in the red zone and in the fourth quarter. So there's a connection there between Russell Wilson and Sutton. Wilson seems to make magic happen when it matters. And this game is no different because the Browns defense are going to keep the Browns in the game the whole time, regardless of how their offense is playing. This Browns defense is number one in yards allowed, the number one defense. Cowboys come in at 2, but the Browns are number 1 in yards allowed. So, and I don't see the Broncos getting more than 240 yards total yards. So this is going to be a big challenge for them. But as long as they come out with a win, I think most Broncos fans will be happy, and I really see that's what's going to happen here. One of those typical weird wins as they've had on this winning streak of theirs. So I got the Broncos winning at home over the Browns, 17-15. Like another crazy, magical, weird game of how like maybe a last-second field goal seals it for them. All right, Bills at the Eagles. These are the 2 top teams in third down conversion percentage. The number 1 Eagles, number 2 Buffalo, and number 3 is the Cowboys. I believe so both these teams, high percentage conversion on third downs. 2 of the most scoringest offenses as well. The Bills have been more aggressive running the ball this year, and it's helped out Josh Allen in a lot of areas. Dalton Kincaid, young rookie for the Buffaloes, coming into his own, going to have a fairly good matchup against the Eagles defense. And then Kevin Byard has made a big play against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football last week and helped seal the Eagles road win and still 9-1 record. Now hosting the Bills, they went into Arrowhead on Monday night. I got the Eagles favored here. This is going to be a very good matchup. Another game that's important for both teams, especially for the Bills because they need to keep up with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins win earlier this week, so that's why they have to win. But I got the Eagles prevailing at home here over the Bills, 30-26. There's a lot of games that can be decided by a couple of yards, and it may just come down to a couple of yards at the end of the game, or maybe short of a conversion. If we're talking about fourth down conversions, the Eagles are the best in the league there too. So it's going to be an interesting matchup to watch, these 2 offensive and defensive lines for each team matched up against each other. All right, Chiefs at the Raiders. Chiefs on the road coming off a bad loss where their total receiving group dropped 5 passes, I believe. The Raiders are lost to the Dolphins by just 7 points, and they're playing like a different team now with their interim coach, Antonio Pierce, at the helm. I think this is going to be your upset alert of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Upset alert of the week. I got the Raiders beating the Chiefs. The game's in Las Vegas. Obviously, Trent McDuffie, 5 forced fumbles on the year. He had another one against the Eagles. He's going to be on the tail of the quarterback, but they need to play better, scheme better. Maybe run Josh Jacobs downhill a lot more. You know the Chiefs are going to try to run Isaiah Pacheco, especially if their offense looks as lackluster in the passing game as it did. So this is going to be a tougher matchup than what most people think. These teams do not like each other. Another divisional matchup. I got the Raiders here on upset alert, winning at home. They're going to make the least amount of mistakes. Mistakes meaning turnovers, drop passes, and fumbles. So all of that into one. I think this is just the game for them to say that we're not going to die. Just like the Broncos aren't going to die, then the Raiders, we're definitely not going to die because we're not going to get counted out over the Broncos, because that's how I feel like these teams in the West look at each other. Kansas City might be the first time they've suffered back-to-back losses in a long time. I don't think they're going to get I'm not heavily leaning toward them getting upset, but this could be the game where they do get upset. They still have to play the Raiders again. I do have them beating them when they're at home, but at Las Vegas, without the Mahomes and Kelsey playing like their usual self, this could be tough for them and come down to yet another crucial drop pass or a made catch from either team here. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But I got the on upset alert Raiders over the Chiefs, 24-21. So now we got the Ravens at the Chargers. This is Sunday Night Football. Our Sunday slate of games started with the Bucks at the Colts. After the Dolphins-Jets was the Friday game. The Ravens and the Chargers. Chargers are actually have the fewest giveaways on the whole season and the whole NFL. Only 7 giveaways as a team. The Ravens, on the other hand, the Chargers have lost the most games with under a 1-score games since 2020. I think they lead the league in 14 losses of such games. This might be another one coming for them, unfortunately, because I don't think they're going to turn the ball over against the Ravens at home. But the Ravens, run the ball here. They're very dynamic when they're hitting on those cylinders on offense. Great offensive line. Obviously, Mark Andrews is going to be out for some time, but that doesn't mean they have people to step up. And Lamar Jackson just looking to be as efficient as can be. Chargers are bottom 30 defense, total yards and pass yards. So why not come out here and take advantage of it as because you know you're going to get the ground game established with Gus Edwards. So I got this one in favor of the Ravens. The road team winning here, 34-28. This might be the loss that finally tells the management of the Chargers to let go of their head coach Brandon Staley and put Kellen Moore as the interim. All right, Bears at Vikings, Monday Night Football. These two teams usually meet on Monday Night Football, I noticed. I got the Bears coming in and getting a win here. Joshua Dobbs, Magic slightly fizzled out against the Broncos last week. They got upset. They lost late in the game. Another game here where I think they'll be in control. And then the Bears refusing to just lay over and be discarded and laughed at, a laughing stock. I think they've been playing a lot more competitive. Definitely made usage of that trade with Sweat from they got him from Washington, so they definitely bolstered their team. And then DJ Moore's connection with Fields seems legit, and they can run the ball when they actually decide to. So there's no going to be easy feat for the Vikings. Although they're the home team, like I said, I think they'll be in control and charge and the lead most of this game. But I don't see the Bears dying. I think a game-winning field goal sends them home with a win here. Bears over because they should have won the week before against the Lions. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. This is the NFL. So now you have time to make up for what you should have done last week. 26-24, Bears on the road over the Vikings. And that wraps up week 12. We'll see what it looks like this time next week. Thank you guys for joining. Again, tell your family you love them. Pray and praise all the players and all their families for what they're able to do. And you guys have some grub. Don't grub too much, but grub enough to where you can still talk and chat with your family members and enjoy a nice slate of football games. I'll see you guys soon, and much love from right here in the Dungeon of Doom.